So we will identify irony, symbolism, and motif in the unexpected. We could say for the irony, right? We have a couple and they are totally head over heels for each other, passionate. And a common cliche is that couples who um, love hits them the hardest, like, and they're very passionate in love, showing their love in physical ways, it can lead one to believe that the relationship is shallow or the characters lack an emotional connection. So for irony, so for foreshadowing, I'd put a common cliche about young passionate lovers is that their feelings are fleeting. The reader could say that a lustful courtship signifies a lack of emotional connection. Other instances of foreshadowing: when she gets the letter, then a tremulous scrawl came, um, that he would be obliged to pass a season in the South. This could, we could say, his tremulous, shaky scrawl was foreshadowed that he was going to be really, really sick, especially the fact if he was told to go down south during this time. All right, wait, we'll put it. The letter Dorothea receives from Randall that is written in shaky, shaking handwriting foreshadows that Randall's illness is dire. During the 1800s, doctors only requested patients patients seek treatment in the South if they had a severe lung infection, bronchitis, pneumonia, all of that, lung infections. All right, so that's our foreshadowings. Symbolism: nature, obviously, when she's free. Nature in literature symbolizes freedom. That's just a common literary thing. So, other symbols, we could say the letter. The letter symbolizes the severity of um, the letter Dorothea receives, symbolizes the dire situation surrounding Randall's health. That would be a symbol. Um, we can also, and then obviously also foreshadowing. Remember, symbolism, foreshadowing, motif overlap. Another symbol, the couch. Wait, so in the beginning, I put it as a motif. All right, so um, when they were first together, kissing. Well, technically, it doesn't say that they're kissing on the couch, but they were parting. They have this cruel separation, and then more kisses. All right, so the couch would be Dorothy's like sitting room, and when we have him, the sofa. So you could say the sofa is a motif or a symbol, which once stood for their passion and love, but now it's like a hospital bed. And she's saying he's like a ghost of a person. So the couch or the sofa can symbolize, um, the sofa is symbolic of the faded attraction Dorothea, the faded attraction Dorothea feels towards Randall. All right, so that one is symbolic because they're sitting there. It's a very short story, so when we're trying to come up with motif and symbols, I have the couch there. Let's see. We can say the motif of, or we can say the kissing, uh, and her affection, like in general. So for a symbol, um, at the start of the story, Dorothea and oops, I'm in my irony. At the start of the story, Dorothea and Randall are Um, Kissing and embracing. Physical affection is symbolic of the shallow relationship Dorothea and Randall share. You could say when she comes back or when he comes back and he tries to embrace her, she's attempting to withdraw. So there's our symbol. It has changed. And they're also on the couch, another symbol or a motif. And we can say, so he asked her to marry him. 5 minutes later, Dorothy had changed her house gown, had mounted her wheel, and was fleeing as if Death himself pursued her. You could say that death is a motif throughout the story. And if I go down here, all right, so the concept of death is a motif mentioned several times throughout the text. So, wait a minute. I'll do at the end. Um, the story's resolution uses, Dorothea is described as running like death was pursuing her in the story's resolution. So that would be another mention. And then Randall had mentioned, obviously, his health when he talked about his uncle, but then Randall said, "Oh, I don't mean to be morbid." And I think at the top, the parting was bitter, too cruel to bear. So even then, at the start, if you can't bear an ordeal, if something's too cruel to bear, then you almost could say you would rather die. So the death is there as well. When Randall returns, he references his uncle who died very quickly from an illness similar to his. He then finishes his story by saying he doesn't mean to be morbid. It is obvious that death is on Randall's mind more than he wants to let on to Dorothea. But she obviously knows because she says, never, never, never is she going to marry him. So this would be a motif, the idea of death. And you could even go further, like how long do you want to stay with your partner? Well, obviously you have till death do us part. But does that agreement of death do us part only begin when you're officially married? What is Dorothy's expectation here? Because she certainly got something that was unexpected. Actually, we could say the motif, it was unexpected, idea of something being unexpected. It's not only the title, but this surprise of how Randall looked. So you could add that to a motif too. Unexpected surprises are obviously not always good.